I remember that day like it was yesterday. Ryan and I had been dating for 3 years. We had shared countless laughs, adventures, and even the occasional disagreement. But this year, I was particularly excited. Our anniversary was coming up, and I was certain he would do something special to mark the occasion. I had dropped subtle hints here and there, mentioning the date in passing, talking about the things we did the previous years. I even went as far as leaving our anniversary photos on the coffee table, but he never outright reminded him. In my mind, if he really cared, he would remember on his own. The day of our anniversary arrived. I woke up with a flutter of excitement in my chest. Ryan had already left for work, but I found a note on the kitchen counter. Had to leave early. See you tonight. Love, Ryan. There was no mention of our anniversary, but I brushed it off, convinced that he was planning a surprise for later. I spent the day planning a nice dinner. I made his favorite meal, spaghetti carbonara, and bought a bottle of his preferred wine. I even picked up a small cake from our favorite bakery. I set the table with candles, feeling a mix of nervousness and anticipation. As the clock ticked closer to the time he usually came home, I double-checked everything. The table was perfect. The food smelled amazing, and I had even dressed up a bit more than usual. Finally, I heard his keys in the door. My heart skipped a beat. Ryan walked in, his usual smile lighting up his face. "Hey babe," he said, giving me a quick kiss on the cheek. "Dinner smells amazing." I waited for him to mention the anniversary, but he didn't. Instead, he talked about his day at work, a new project he was excited about, and a funny story one of his coworkers had shared. My heart sank as I realized he genuinely had no idea what day it was. We sat down to eat, and I tried to keep my disappointment hidden. But the more we talked, the harder it became. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. "Do you know what today is?" I asked, my voice shaking slightly. Ryan looked up, confusion in his eyes. "Oh, Tuesday?" I felt tears welling up, but fought to keep them at bay. "It's our anniversary, Ryan. 3 years today." His face fell. "Oh my God, babe. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot." That was the last thing I wanted to hear. "You forgot," I repeated, my voice barely above a whisper. "I thought this day was important to you too." "It is," he said quickly. "I've just been so caught up with work and everything. I'm really sorry, babe." I pushed my plate away, my appetite gone. "If it was important, you wouldn't have forgotten." We sat in silence, the candlelight flickering between us. Ryan reached across the table to take my hand, but I pulled away. "Babe, please, let's not let this ruin our night." But it was already ruined. The excitement and anticipation had turned into hurt and disappointment. "I just need some time alone," I said, standing up and walking to our bedroom. I sat on the edge of the bed, tears streaming down my face. I knew Ryan loved me, but his forgetfulness felt like a betrayal. Was I overreacting? Maybe, but it was how I felt, and I couldn't just brush it off. Ryan knocked softly on the door. "Can I come in?" he asked. I nodded, wiping my tears away. He sat down next to me, looking genuinely remorseful. "Babe, I'm really sorry. I know I messed up. I wish I could take it back, but I can't. All I can do is promise to do better. I just wanted you to remember," I said, my voice trembling. "I didn't want to have to remind you." He wrapped his arm around me, pulling me close. "I understand, and I will remember next time. I'll set reminders if I have to. Just please, don't doubt how much I love you." I sighed, leaning into him. "It's not about reminders, Ryan. It's about feeling like you care enough to remember." We sat in silence for a while, the weight of the evening pressing down on us. Eventually, I pulled away and looked at him. "I'm not saying we should end things over this, but I need you to understand why it hurt me." "I do," he said softly, "and I'm going to make it up to you. Not just today, but every day." In the days that followed, Ryan made a real effort to show me how much he cared. He left sweet notes for me, planned little surprises, and made more time for us. It didn't erase the hurt, but it did help rebuild the trust that had been shaken. Looking back, I realized that I had set him up for failure by not clearly communicating my expectations. I had assumed he would know how important the anniversary was to me without ever explicitly saying it. And Ryan, caught up in his own busy world, had missed the signals. If I could give advice to others in a similar situation, it would be this. Communicate openly and honestly with your partner. Don't expect them to read your mind or pick up on subtle hints. Relationships are built on clear communication and mutual understanding. If something is important to you, make sure your partner knows it. It might feel awkward at first, but it's better than the pain of unspoken expectations and disappointment. Ryan and I learned a lot from that experience. We grew stronger because of it, and our relationship became more open and honest. I realized that love isn't just about the big gestures, but also about the everyday efforts and communication that keep a relationship thriving.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. We love hearing from you. Let us know your thoughts on this video, and stay tuned for more.